farmers realize a profit not dey pan all of this, then all they can at home.
Apart from the production, Professor, another issue again are the issue of the proceeds from company, especially mining company them. They know they bring them proceeds them na bank then na salon. Them prefer then go with na overseas. We make most of the banks them know the benefit from them proceeds there, so they come out from company them.
No, that premise not very correct. Where somebody come for invest in a country, waiting then to look at now the reserve position of the central bank, because they know say that investment are long term and then want for repatriate them profits. We not get any law in this country against a company coming to invest, it make profit and employ with people them and take and proceeds out. So if somebody waiting with they do, waiting with they insist on, is that where you sell, you tell us how much you make in export proceeds, you pass them through the banking system, we know how much profit you make, you want care your profit go, we know the griller you can't go in a suitcase.
So
You pass them through the banking system again.
so when the central bank they begin compel exporters them for deposit and proceeds them na bank then na salon.
Well, that is normally the law, but there were side agreements, past governments, where then they allow particular company then for keep them money then out.
So the side agreements they supersede the laws them.
Well, if the side agreement had been passed, tabled in parliament and law. For example, where we put this, we put in place the restriction against charging in dollars for goods and services. In that restriction, we say unless if there are statutory exemptions that have been given. Some company then like Rutile been get an agreement with government for say where they can charge in dollars. The Bank of Salon Act not supersede that passage where that law passed in the parliament. So we not go supersede them.
So, Prof, whose stage we economy dey now during this COVID time?
I am pleasantly surprised. We economy very resilient.
Whose stage we dey?
What do you mean by stage?
We can get economic recession, inflation, inflationary gap, full employment economy. Whose stage we economy dey?
Even before COVID, we were in stagflation. Stagflation means high inflation and high unemployment. We're not the worst thing any economic management team can face. Because the medicine we will get for deal with inflation, which is to restrict money supply, if they raise interest rates, it causes greater unemployment. The medicine we will get for unemployment, which is to increase money supply, could create inflation.
So
It don't just worsen as a result of COVID, because what they call stagflation is that what they call aggregate supply, total supply we would produce in the country, it don't reduce because of all these restrictions we will get, lockdowns and so forth. So the price level get for rise. But also as a result of that, unemployment self rise.
So what in the bank they do now at this moment? Whose policy them want to put in place for make sure say the economy come up for Musa Ide, as you say, it is worse now?
Well, any policy we would put in a short-term policy. My goal, my policy position when we start was that we get stagflation. Unemployment, now a very bad situation, particularly in a country like this. So my goal has been, we try to bring inflation down, but with the look on unemployment can I.
as
So
so
that
they
I know
bring
what's
the
it.
inflation down, Professor, quickly, we all know the COVID-19 na a challenge na the world, and the country, the economy na one way it affect bad one. Turn around the try for day now na the world. Most countries and they put together policies them so as salon. With all them policy there and advisory they give to government as the fiscal policy advisor. How soon you think say turn around go dey again at the economy amidst the COVID-19 pandemic?
Anybody will able tell you, we go tell you say, any economy in the world, the turnaround by this time as a result of COVID. First time, I go pay and let it work for me.
All right, we'll come back to you, Professor Kalon. The program na Good Morning Salon, and we'll continue the program.
We dey go quick na court to settle appeal court judge them. Justice don ask the correctional center for the allowed retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte for the see in family member them 2 term every week and serve for the exercise 2 hour every day. We court reporter Usman Kamara get more Igonal reports.
Bill, lock and one place 24 hour. Not the get chance for exercise. Not the see in family. Now some of the concern them with the defense team for retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte. Can they raise na the court of appeal before Justice Ivan Sise, Justice Fatmata Bintu Al-Adi, and Justice Tonia Barnett. For sake of them concern ya, then Georgia don't give order to the correctional center for allow retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte for the exercise 2 hour every day, get chance for see in family 2 times per week, self-making lawyer then go they see and one after the other, for allow doctor for see retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte when necessary, self forget access to personal book and where he go they read. Justice Ivan Sise, Justice Fatmata Bintu Al-Hadi, and Justice Tonia Barnett mingide order ya during the term where them in the give ruling for know if Paulo Conte go get bail or not. Then Georgia Simweso no agree for give bail to retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte and send her on remand na the male correctional center, so take the term where this case they come up back na the court of appeal. The state's lawyer them na lawyer J.A.K. Sise and the DPP is Mongakwi, and the lawyer them for retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte na lawyer Abdullahi Okonte, Joseph Jira Kamara, Adi Makoli, Waraseri Kamal, Africano Sise, and Melron Nikul. As all listed be, one court of appeal judge, Justice Komba Kamanda, don't sentence one side of Bangura for good 10-year jail because the court found and guilty say March 7, 2019 and March 12, 2019, and Minduma me and daddy business with one 8-year-old girl Pekin. Where Justice Komba Kamanda may they read the victim in testimony, this Pekin say one net, e been come out for wet, and a day the accused, Saidu Bangura me grip am and put close na in mouth and carry and go na the back step. Usa is say in Milea and begin do my me and daddy business with him. This Pekin later say, in leg me swell and not the waka fine. According to Dr. Bintu Mansare, when I check this Pekin, he say during the time where he check this Pekin, he been notice say man be don't tamper with him. After we Justice Komba Kamanda don't read them different testimony, the lawyer where they represent the accused, lawyer M.S. Kalom Bimbig, for make Justice Komba Kamanda sorry for the accused and say this na enforce them for go against Sanlo law and self say e no go do am again. But Justice Komba Kamanda no agree and sentence her for good 10-year jail. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the reports.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, and now we dey take few of una text message them where una don't send inside the program this morning. The first one they read, they say, Good Morning Salon. We have not seen any intervention by the Ministry of Transport or the Bank of Salon engaging transport owners who are regulating themselves. 98.1 covered a story on the state of commercial vehicles. The situation is still the same as it were. We need robust measures. They come out from Charles Kano.
This one, they say, what is the bank doing to address money laundering, especially dollar boys?
From NZ Amara on our Facebook page, they say increasing the money supply to commercial banks faster than the growth in real output will cause inflation. That's what the central bank has been doing always. The reason is that there is more money chasing the same number of goods. Therefore, the increase in monetary demand causes firms to put up prices. Stop auctioning money to commercial banks today and see our economy grows.
This one from Didan Sankor on Facebook, they say we urgently need a repatriation policy that will regulate and ensure some percentage of export proceed and cancel and channel back to the banking system in Sierra Leone. This is urgently needed and it must be popularized. This is key.
From Morning Apoka on our Facebook page, they say, Bravo, Prof, for being frank here to tackle the economic problems. We must diversify our economy, the fisheries, tourism, and agriculture. Then we need to produce and sell to the outside world. There is no miracle here in tackling the exchange rate issues. Salomon, then Lewi Wokbo.
This one says so long as Sierra Leone is not producing local consumption, dollar exchange will continue to rise. Dollar and euro is not increasing in Morocco, Mauritania, and safer in Senegal, like it is in Sierra Leone. Governor assured that us that are right man to okay. So,
Right,
so from the text them we join governor for response to some of the messages them so far we don't come inside the program.
I want to thank the listeners for the messages. The first one says the Bank of Salona they engage transport owners. I think say the texter they confuse the two columns. Me not the Minister of Transport. That not the Minister of Transport in job. So maybe if I direct that report to him. One of the ones that really hit me that this person probably don't take small economics that now money supply growth they cause all of these problems. Economics 101. I mean don't talk on here. But waiting outside the texter or the questioner get in error is the fact that not at the Bank of Salon they put this money out. Where World Bank give the Ministry of Finance 100 million. Then they give it in dollar, then we give them loan. We're not a banker. We they buy the dollar from them, then we give them the loan. Not their money. How they want spend them, not their own problem. All we can do is advise. So as that money then don't come in from the IMF, from the World Bank, from the ADB and this, that, we they credit them loan account. We take the dollar, we invest them. We then send we check, say, pay this person. As their banker, we have to do it. That's not a Bank of Salon responsibility. We give advice, but we not get control. The government, they use its own resources. Production for local consumption, and also production for exports. That's not the long-run miracle cure. All of this thing, what would they do? Pull the dollar boy, then come out. A whole lot of foreign exchange at the banking system. All not going to be a problem if we the export and foreign exchange. But with economy right now, on a bigger economy, we rely on disbursements.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So, Governor, you can state on record here this morning, say you get serious control over the management of the dollar appreciation to the loans.
What I will tell you is that the policy that we don't put in place have yielded the intended results.
So how about getting?
Wait, let me finish. I can't leave here without congratulating and thanking my staff for the kind of work we don't do. So go ahead now.
So the question I asked you earlier, if you get serious management of the dollar appreciation to the loans with all them policy, they have decision them, where we don't they see when they put through different directives them on the bank they make.
Again, the question starts from a wrong premise.
How do you
we get an exchange rate regime. That exchange rate regime say we not for manage the exchange rate. Now the market they determine the exchange rate. If it go out say, me sit down here they talk say I get policy for manage the exchange rate. All that money we IMF don't give them they take them back. Because not that we they do. What we they do is to bring in policies to the fore to make sure that there is not much volatility. Because if the exchange rate is very volatile, business people not going to be able to plan for the future. Another sit down, another wake up today, I say, waiting at the exchange rate. And they look at the trend line. Either go up or either come down. Today, exchange rate, they pass 5% of the trend line. We need to do something to try to bring it back so that there is stability in the system. Now that me to worry about. We job not to for control the exchange rate.
Now, Professor, you don't talk about the economy during this COVID time, and we see government don't read supplementary budget, and most of the things or projects or programs them within inside the supplementary budget. Now, for implement them or for start for implement them from now to December. Looking at the economy, what in are you outlook when it comes to program implementations during the kind condition of the economy where you describe, say, Salon Day now?
Well, me not to expert on program implementation. I've never worked for the World Bank.
No, I mean, when it comes, program implementation get for do with the money, and all the announcements get for go with money, say, this dollar into these millions of loans into these projects. Looking at the economy, is it possible that we implement them projects them or start to implement them?
I think, say, even the fact that government don't say, would they put young people then to work, to repair rural roads, to do some of these infrastructural investments that I have been advising and this, that. It's a good thing. Whether we're able to do it within the next few months before the end of the year, or we push it into next year, all of that will help build the productive capacity of this economy. So me not worried about that. I've been know from day one, and I've told people I was pleasantly surprised that this economy is very resilient. But I've been to expect inflation for go right off the roof.
Right.
Okay.
Because of the spending we will get for
Well,
this.
before you left in the studio, without dollar productive sectors, how the central bank will be efficient? We'll talk about monetary policy responsibility then.
With monetary policy responsibility is very simple. Some central banks do target inflation. We they target what we call monetary aggregates, so that the money supply with the outside. If we see, say, for example, prior to COVID, the Ministry of Finance, they spent too much money. We they use open market operations for sell government bonds and pull that money into the market. But with COVID, our hands are a little tied because we want to push this economy forward, let it not get into a deep recession.
So let we look at, Professor, whose fiscal and monetary policies needed now in the Salon economy for moving from the level we say bigger economy?
The policy we really need now policies for restructure. Fiscal policy, monetary policy, now the plus asp and the rest. What we want is how to grow the rest. How we for make we young people then realize, say, work, honest work is good. And that where you go work, no matter how little you earn, that money then you own, rather than go big na treat.
All right. Quickly, Professor, you don't describe the Salon economy as bigger economy. Aside you being a bank governor, as a professor in economics, what are the immediate remedy for pulling from bigger economy to normal economy?
Well, the immediate remedy is for really get a mindset in this country, say, we get for work hard.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Kelfala Kalon, Bank Governor, for we come to the program this morning. We can discuss policy them where the bank don't they put for ensure say then get rank back with other sector them to the Salon economy. Now they end the program. Good morning, Salon. Many thanks to producer them. Alex Lawrence Kumai, Michael Sambola, DJ Ahmad Nengi technical support. Moses Kavoga and in team now they make on watch we live now Facebook page. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a nice day.
And Musa Kamara, they say bye-bye.
Right, family, once again, thanks out there to the Good Morning Salon team for the program Good Morning Salon.